A picture? In the drawer was a single picture. A photograph of 4 men. Junpei's eyebrows shot up involuntarily. He'd seen 3 of them before. On the right, the man with the mustache, the captain. He'd been wearing the O bracelet when they'd found him. Second from the left, the man in glasses and a doctor's coat. The 9th man, who'd exploded. The man on the very left, in the pinstripe suit. That's Ace. Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it.
Seven and Clover had come over to peer over Junpei's shoulders. But what did this mean? What was Ace doing in the picture? Maybe more importantly, why are the 9th man and Cap in there as well? As Junpei looked closer, he noticed the expression on each man's face. Their smiles suggested they were close, at least to some degree. But why? How? What was the relationship between these 4? Snake's voice broke into Junpei's thoughts. You say Ace is in that picture? Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently at all. The 9th man, Ace, Cap, they all look 10 years younger. Ah, so it's the 9th man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarter as well. Yeah. Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people? I'm afraid I can't see it. No, there's 4. He's got kind of long hair. He looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize. Snake knit his eyebrows. What's the date of that photo? Doesn't have one. Did you look on the back? The back? Yes, the reverse, the other side. Junpei flipped it over. There it was. To be precise, it wasn't a date, but something significant at least. He read it out loud so Snake wouldn't be left in the dark. Praying for the success of the Nonary project, with Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashino. Nonary project? Nijisaki? Kubota, Musashino. Junpei immediately flipped the picture back over. So the 4 men in this picture had run the Nonary game 9 years ago. Only Hongo hadn't been mentioned on the back, so that meant Hongo had probably written those words. But what surprised Junpei wasn't the revelation, but the fact that it felt nothing like a revelation. It felt obvious. That their true identities didn't come as a surprise was what Junpei found most worrying. Why? Why wasn't he surprised? He had discovered that Ace had run the Nonary game, but he felt no spark of excitement or surprise. Nothing. Almost as if he'd already known. Ah, of course, I understand now. Junpei looked at Snake. In his own confusion, he'd missed the dark look on the other man's face. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical, the one who invented the Nonary game, Gentaro Hongo. Ace is Hongo. Even as he asked, Junpei felt like he'd already known. As if someone was whispering into his head that, of course, Ace was Hongo. I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were familiar, too familiar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. The voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I'd known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
Hmm?
I didn't know Ace was Hongo.
I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada. Hongo was in the Gigantic with the rest of us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister. You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. If you did, I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that. For your sake. Their conversation wasn't interesting to Junpei. He couldn't make sense of his strange feelings of knowledge, though. He tried to organize his thoughts when Seven's voice erupted. Hey! You think I could borrow that picture for a sec, Junpei? He had no reason to say no, so Junpei handed it over. Seven stared for a few moments, muttered the names over and over to himself. His brow furrowed, his face flushed. He chanted their names, pacing back and forth across the floor. Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Misashiro. Seven shouldn't have known their names either. I mean, he hadn't been there when Junpei and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Junpei watched him pace, it was clear he might have known them. Hey, Seven, do you...
Shut it! Just be quiet!
His eyes were red. Junpei could see sweat beading on his forehead.
I'm this close to remembering. This close!
He was sweating heavily, but his lips were dry.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashio.
Cradle Pharmaceutical, Notary Project. He stopped. He set down the picture, looked at the red light near his feet. His eyes narrowed, then widened, and he shot up straight.
Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit. This is nuts!
What?
I remember.
Remember what?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything! My memory's back! I remember what happened before I got snatched.
Seven's voice was filled with excitement. Shock and excitement had frozen Junpei in place, along with Snake and Clover.
Let me tell you what happened.
He drew his shaking hand across his mouth as he spoke.
Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo. From the right, the other three are Musashido, Nijisaki, Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki, Hongo's right-hand man. Kubota developed the technical details of the experiments.
Realization dawned on Junpei, along with a pressing question. How do you know this?
Come on, man, I told you. I got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, why you know this in the first place. Seven rubbed the scar on his chin.
Really want to know?
Yeah.
Me too.
Snake was the only one who didn't voice any agreement. He looked at Junpei like he was waiting to see whether Seven's sudden recovery might take them.
That's gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you. Everything.
We don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version.
Short version, eh?
Big man pulled off his hat, scratched his head. He made a face, put it back on.
Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot.
No promises, though.
Well, to start with, I was a lone wolf detective who valued my own code over the rules, doing what was right over what was told to me for me to do.
What is this? Streets of Rage?
One day, I got something in my gut that led me to the wharf, right on a slim lead. 9 years ago. It was cold, dark, foreboding. At the time, I'd been investigating a spat of kidnappings, all of them children. All of them had one thing in common, a history of visits to a particular hospital. One under Cradle Pharmaceuticals. My investigations had told me that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. With full persuasion, I had gotten a lead from someone inside Cradle. They told me that at night, a ship was sent to take the children from where they would be held to a passenger liner offshore. So, one night, I went there, searched the harbor, and found the ship. There were several human shapes near and there. Men in black suits, carrying large bags. Those bags, I bet, contained the children. I'd moved before I even knew I was gonna. At the shadows, I had my gun drawn. But before I could shoot, I heard "Don't move." And a gun to my head. "Drop your gun," that person said. "I could kill you right now. It would mean nothing at all. I need only tie anchor to your feet, and I doubt anyone would see you for perhaps a week or so. Is that what you'd like? The fish here would be thankful for the meal." I didn't have much of a choice. I let my gun down, then... felt something hit my neck. Needle. Some sort of drug, I guess. A few moments later, I conked out. After that, I woke up in a cell of some type. Well, I think it was a cell. Shitty bed, shitty everything, really. Even the toilet was shitty. It wasn't even any toilet paper. What type of toilet doesn't have any paper? Regardless, it's something I've seen a lot with, criminals I've interrogated. I was still feeling kind of weak from whatever that drug was. But I still pulled myself over to the door, tried to open it. Nothing. So I tackled it a few times. Nothing. After a while, I just had to sit down, try to figure out what happened. Try to figure out what to do. Not sure how long I was there, but after a point, I kinda nodded off. Almost fell asleep. That's when I heard something.
There, over there. It's 9.
Voice was coming from far away. I didn't really know what they were saying, but it sounded like a kid's voice.
Hurry, over there. Okay, coming.
There were at least 5, 6, maybe more. Couldn't figure out where they were coming from, so I looked around. Maybe the door? No, that wasn't it.
No, no.
Maybe the left? No, under the bed. There's a grate under there. Little hole for ventilation. I pulled out the grate. I had a feeling that's where the voices were coming from. I wasn't sure if I'd fit through there, but it was better than staying in that stinking cell. For the first section, all I could do was really wiggle around, but after a point it got larger. Even someone like me could crawl on my hands and knees. Not much of an improvement, but better than nothing. I started wondering where the thing would take me. Then I heard a sound like it was like a metal door being shut. Then a voice.
Warning. Warning. Emergency cinnamon command has been acknowledged. Automatic cinnamon will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the cinnamon immediately. Repeat. Emergency cinnamon command has been acknowledged.
It wasn't harsh, more like a robot or some type of automated message. Didn't exactly know what they were doing with cinnamon, but it didn't sound good. Almost to confirm it, I heard a few voices.
No, help me.
Phone! Many of them were screaming terror. Almost like a single howl.
Damn it, what the hell is going on here?
I crawled a little faster. Try to get there a little quicker. I was making a lot of noise, but I didn't care at that point. After a while, a metal door on the left side of the duct. I saw a metal door at the side of the duct. I could hear the screams of the kids from the other side. So, I grabbed the handle, threw it open. The metal gave way. The metal gave easily. The hell is this place? The room I was in looked like a dome. And there were 9 equally sized walls. At the top, there was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down, and there were 9 kids there. They all looked at me in surprise, fear, a mix of emotions. Whether they're scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Chances are, it was both. Not that I could blame them, running into a muggle like this when they're already scared shitless. Laughed for a little bit, then turned to the children. Don't worry, kids! I'm not your enemy! I'm one of the good guys! None of them moved, except for one. A boy, slightly older than the others. Private school uniform, white hair, blue scarf.
Who the hell are you?
He took a tentative step forward, gave me a look. I'm a detective! I'm here to rescue you! The moment the words were out of his mouth, the moment I said that, the kids relaxed.
How are you gonna help us?
Well, where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came through won't open. The door over there won't budge. It's over there. There's no point. We can't get out of here. If we don't get out, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said incinerator. The incinerator's gonna start soon.
Incinerator? I heard cinnamon.
Automatic incineration will take place in 15 minutes.
Oh. Yeah, that is incineration. There's a good 20 or 30 feet between me and the kids. There's no way in hell I could pull them up. So that's when I had an idea. Wait right there! I'll be right back!
What? Where's he going? Are you gonna leave us here?
I gave them a reassuring smile. Don't worry, alright? I'll be back. I promise. Just stay calm. Wait right there. There wasn't any time for me to wait for the response. Booked it as quick as I could back to my cell. Grabbed as much of the bedding as I could. Then lowered it down to them. Sorry to keep you waiting! It wasn't exactly an attractive solution, but if it works, it works. Tie that around yourself, eh? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right. Huh? Wait a second.
Wait a second. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go?
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
The hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through that door.
Automatic cinnamon will take place in 5 minutes.
Okay, now they're just fucking with me. Look, that can wait! Get up here!
Right.
First up, a girl with a ponytail. Then a girl with a red necktie. Then a boy in a jacket who said he'd climb up on his own. The last was the boy in the uniform. Like the boy in the jacket, he climbed up himself. He looked scrawny, but his looks belied his strength. He was almost to me when someone knocked. Cut into one of the doors was all the doors were windows. On the other side of one of them, there was a furious face. God damn it! What's going on here? Why's the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids? The door opened. A man stepped out, half mad with fury. Seven remembered. When the door opened, someone stepped through. Gintaro Hongo. He saw the kid on the rope. Tried to pull him off. Hurry!
I know!
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit! Credit where it's due. He knows how to run. But he wasn't fast enough. I was able to pull him in. I was able to pull in the kid. With all the screaming he was doing, his face no longer didn't look human anymore. Twisted into something like a demon. And reeled in the rope quickly, left him on the floor of the room, crawled back into the duct. You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise the experiment! What experiment? That was the last thought that went into my head.
Insemination will begin in 1 minute.
The hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The hell are you doing, old man? Hurry up!
I gave Hongo a salute, pulled the door shut. There wasn't any point to go back to the cell, so we went down the duct in another direction. After about 30 feet or so, it went down into another duct. That duct led to the hallway. Door on each side. The one on the left was a normal little door. The right was the incinerator door.
And that's where we were?
Yeah, Hongo might still be in there. Looks like it's been shut off, though. Wait, what? Maybe he's still in there. Yeah, that's not good.
Fine. The other door. Go into the other door. Hurry! The children ran into the door as fast as they could. There's a large spiral staircase on the other side. They didn't need to be told twice. We all went up. Round, round, like a human tornado almost. The stairs kept going. We passed a couple of rooms that looked to be dance halls when the boy in the uniform spoke.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid's sister. The girl with the red necktie.
I didn't remember seeing that name in the list of children who've gone missing. Hey, Akane!
Hey, Akane! Maybe we outran her.
The boy stopped short. I did too. As did the boy in the jacket and the ponytail girl.
Why did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest on one of them. No, that's impossible. Sorry, Grandpa, you keep going. I gotta look for her downstairs.
Hey, kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait! Kid didn't hear me. Fuck! I'm going after him! You two keep going! Got it? Don't stop! The girl nodded. The boy...
I'm going with you.
I just booked it. I didn't have time to think about it. I'm gonna take another sip of tea, because I'm tearing my throat. We ran all the way to the bottom floor, and we heard her, and then called for her. Wasn't anywhere to be seen. Where the hell did she go?
Where the hell did she go?
Help me! Someone! Help me!
Akane!
Kid threw open a door, and we went into the hallway that faced the incinerator. Hongo is dragging Akane back into the room. Come on, goddammit, move!
I don't wanna! Let me go! Please!
She was trying her best to resist, but there was no way she was gonna win against someone that big. The boy in the uniform roared, charged toward her. You're too late, idiot! He threw her into the incinerator, closed the door. The boy in the uniform also went in there. He tried to get it open, but it wouldn't budge. We could still hear her through the other side of the door, but she was terrified.
What should I do? I'm trapped in here. Hongo went out the other door.
Warning. Cinnamon command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Evacuate the incinerator immediately. Are you fucking kidding?
It's the same damn thing.
Are you there?
We're here. Just hang on. We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
She could have seen the bloodless face of the boy in the uniform. His words would have seemed a little more than a sick joke. And the screams eventually turned into sobbing. Kid in the uniform is holding back his own tears. Just get back to the vent. By that time, well, there are two problems with that. One, chances are that vent would have been one way. One, and two, even if they could get back to the incinerator, then there wouldn't be a guarantee that Akane could have been saved in this situation. She could have just been instead of Akane, it could have been one of the other children instead that got thrown in. We would still loop back to the same situation. And at that, even if there's also the possibility that they wouldn't be able to make it, period. What happened then? Come on, man, put yourself in my shoes. Isn't it good? You think I want to remember that? But then, yeah. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I had remembered. He shook his head, but there was something Junpei had to know. Are you sure? Hmm? Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. If you could just tell me, did that girl Kane really... Yeah, I'm sure. Nothing we could do. The countdown ended. The fire. We heard something burning. All we found in the room. What's that?
Junpei felt a cold lump form in the pit of his stomach. A feeling of sickening anticipation waved over him. His body shivered. He didn't want to know the answer. He feared he knew already, but had to ask. One more thing.
What?
The girl. What was her last name?
Does it matter to you?
Just tell me, please.
Kushiki.
Junpei felt his heart stop, just for a brief moment. He lacked the words. He had no more Junpei left, just a shell of flesh and bone, piloted by a spirit.
You were there that day, weren't you? Tall kid in the jacket. That was you, right?
Yes, I was. You're correct, Detective. Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover? What about you?
Hey, come on. You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot. I was in Nevada in Building Q. I did hear a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Well, I guess I believe you.
Alright, let me ask you another question.
Oh, oops.
Let me ask you another question then. Seven's real name is Aoi Kushiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that, right?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Yes, I knew Aoi Kurshiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa, at least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Short time ago, Clover told me Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. When she told me that, I had a feeling. At the mention of Santa's identity, the spark in Junpei's head caught to flame and cleared away the fog. Like an engine turning, images and thoughts coalesced, came faster and faster, assembled bigger images, bigger thoughts. He blinked. He was back. There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like, a lot. But there is one thing I know we can say.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room had to be Nijisaki, dressed to look like Snake. Come on, man, what kind of a detective are you? You didn't figure that already?
Hey, go easy on me. I just got my memory back. Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense. Yeah, that's what they'd have to be. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. Why did they take place then? If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all the people who were murdered were involved in the creation of the Nonri project.
You mean this was a revenge? Santa is Zero, and he's getting revenge for his sister?
No, Santa isn't the one who murdered them. he'd orchestrated the killings through Ace, but it was mostly just manipulating and torture. If I'm right, it's not hard to figure out that the last victim is going to be Ace. Pretty sure I don't have to tell you, but... In other words... That's when the room shook. From far away, they heard a rush of water. Uh-oh. It must be 6. Our time is up. Shit. Come on! We need to get out of here.
How?
In the drawer that held the picture was another key card. Junpei grabbed it. Let's hope this sucker opens the exit. Key card 0. Little swipe, little swipe. And through the door we go. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the long haul.